Good evening, YouTube and friends on Soulful Artist channel. Welcome to I'm a Sunburnt Lobster Land. So today I actually went to the beach and I had a picnic and I kind of got sunburnt. It's my thing. I get sunburnt. I could be in the sun for 15 minutes and I'm sunburnt. I totally forgot sunscreen, and by the time I was there, it just was a little too late, and I just decided to go with it, and now I'm red. I'm red. You can see it all over. Anyway, enough about me. The lobster. I really wanted to get to make this video today. I didn't get a chance to do it because I was so busy today, just having a good time, enjoying summer, getting sunburnt, and having a picnic. You know, it was a really nice picnic. I really enjoyed it, but I live very close to the beach, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of segue into what it was that I wanted to talk about, and that is signs, synchronicities, and receiving messages from source, spirit, and how you can interpret those. Okay, I recently did a tarot reading for Gemini, which was about a message coming through, that a message was trying to get through. And the most important part of that tarot reading, okay, is the fact that the messages that we're trying to get through were of a spiritual nature. When I picked up on the energy in this reading, there was a block, okay? There was a block to the specific Geminis that I was connecting with, that a message was, I want to say, it's almost like it takes like it piggybacks on that energy, okay? The message was coming through on that energy, but I would have to go very deep into the reading and go less surface level. Like I usually am pretty surface level with my tarot readings here on my channel, but I would have had to have gone a little bit deeper to try and glean what the meaning was. However, it's important to remember that every single message you receive is unique to you and your experience. So it's very difficult for someone across YouTube to get the message 100% correct if it's something in that vein, okay? Someone said in the comment section that they were receiving a lot of different messages and they weren't sure what they meant. I'm trying to remember the name of the YouTube user. Maybe I'll just post it here. But the question here was, it was like they were confused on interpreting the messages. I kind of gleaned from it that it was like, I'm receiving too many of them. Which one is the one that is for me? There was also another comment that was saying something about why does it always have to be spiritual? Something about it being spiritual. But here's the thing. In that specific reading, you know, it was tapping into an energy that it was also possible that it was another person. Okay, there was an energy meshing in with that energy in the reading, with another person in that reading that was trying to get a message either telepathically, or they have been thinking really a lot about the Gemini, okay? And the thing here is that with messages, when you're receiving messages from source, the best way, the easiest way to interpret messages is your environment, nature, okay? Going out in nature, and also just paying attention to various different things. I will go ahead and list right here a few things that you may get synchronicity in, okay? And when I say synchronicity, it is messages in our environment, messages being utilized in ways to reach us by either guides, if they're with you still, your guides, okay? Source, energy around you, you could even be picking up on, and things unseen. There are possibilities of getting messages that are misconstrued, messages that come from not the best place, okay? The best sort of, I don't want to say demons or anything like that. That's not what I mean. I mean, you can misconstrue messages, or messages could be delivered to you in a time that you might get your wires crossed, or something, or an energy, or entities, I don't want to get too hardcore into that, okay, are sending specific messages, okay, that are you're interpreting. But either way, when you get these messages, if you are receiving a lot of messages, the most important thing that you can do is meditate and connect with your quieted mind, okay, and your higher self. You have to think of the higher self as kind of like a go-between for these messages. Your higher self could even be just trying to reach you, okay? And the most important thing is to practice learning which messages are most potent for you. Because if you're reading a whole bunch of different things, reading a whole bunch of different synchronicities, if you're reading clocks, if you're looking at license plates, if you're looking at animals, okay, if you have animal totems, if you're watching the weather, if you're doing tarot, you can even get messages via tarot, obviously, okay, if you are getting messages from people, if you're a channeler, which some people are channelers, okay, I'm not really a channeler, I don't really do that anymore, okay, there's reasons for that, and I'll make another video about that another time. And also, I feel like I've missed quite a few, dreams, okay, if you receive messages in your dreams, if you receive with any gifts, okay, psychic gifts, or intuitive gifts, right? So if you have trouble when you're picking up more than one message, it's very important to calm yourself and try to connect via the heart center, okay, with your higher self and source, so that you can kind of like tune your heart and your higher self at the same time to the correct frequency that you need to be at. If you are actually already receiving messages, if you are already paying attention to syncs or signs in your environment, you have to kind of take care of that. You have to make sure that you are tuning into the specific message. Now, it could be that you are receiving a bunch of different syncs and signs because each one is related to different aspects of your specific path, okay? And that's why you're having a hard time, why a person may have a hard time actually trying to glean the real message that you're trying to understand. And it can get confusing, especially if you do receive a lot of different signs. We also have to be careful, okay? And this is something that I've mentored people on before. We have to be careful not to create messages. And what I mean by that is, without going too far into detail, without going too far into detail in this video, it is very easy to do what I call self-created signs and synchronicities. That is when you repeatedly, say you're looking at your watch. One of the most famous ones is 1111, okay? That synchronicity that people get. If you are continuously looking at your clock, you create a habit, okay? You create a mental habit subconsciously. You do it enough, it becomes a habit. This is just science of the brain, okay? You do it enough, it becomes a habit to the point where you cannot tell whether you are actually receiving a sign when you look at your clock or if it has become a habit. All messages should be natural when they happen, okay? It should have also a certain energy behind it. So if you have kind of gotten yourself involved in the numerology fields, you know, and numerology maths, and you're looking at numbers, you're seeing numbers all around you, okay? And you're picking up on 222s, 333s, all this, okay? It's so important to discern whatever the message, if it's a repeated thing going on and on and on, a repeated message, you must try to ask yourself the question, am I doing this because I've created a habit? Okay, am I checking? And it's especially prevalent with people if you check road signs, okay? the same kind of license plates that you've been looking at daily. Okay, you might be checking street house numbers, or looking at them and then saying, oh, that's a synchronicity, that's a synchronicity. But is it? Is it? Because really, when the messages are coming through to us, there's an energy attached to it of like, oh my goodness, this is for me. This is it. What I was thinking of right at that second. It's, there will be a relation. It won't just be like popping off syncs. And, and I've seen that a lot in the light community. Okay. People popping off syncs, always thinking they're receiving messages 24/7, when really a lot of the time it is a habitual thing. Okay. So with that aside, if you are receiving actual messages and you really need a message that's trying to get through to you that seems important, the most important thing you can do is tune into your higher self. Okay? Tune into your heart center and tune in, meditate. If you do that, if you don't meditate, spend some time in quiet, spend some time with your higher self. It's very important to keep that connection going, because it could even just be as simple as your higher self trying to help get a message to you. Okay. It's almost like trying to translate a language. Okay. You're trying to translate a foreign language through your higher self down to, so to speak, down to you, coming out of you, in you and out to you. So you can, I'm trying to put this in the best way possible. It's in you. Your higher self is in you. It's a part of you. Okay. It is, your higher self is already there. So it's like you need to learn to tune into that translator. That's the best way that I can put it, and we think that if we look enough outside of us and we're getting enough signs and syncs and, oh, well, I'm going to Google this and see what 222 means. And, oh, I'm going to see what 1111 means. And, oh, hey, 1 + 3 + 8, this equals that, that's fine. But is it really, is the message, does it mean something? And the only way you're going to know, and this is just my opinion from what I've experienced, okay, and what I've learned on my own spiritual growth, is that you will know that message is for you and you will not have to question it. There will just be an inner knowing. You will say, that was it. That was the answer that I needed. That was the message that came through to me for that specific thing that I was thinking about, or that specific issue I was having days before, and the thing that really got to me, and I'm going to give this message. I went for a walk on the beach, and I find a lot of stuff on the beach. Because I walk a fair amount on the beach, okay? I find a lot of things, seashells, seagull feathers, different types of, crab shells, sand dollars, all kinds of things, weird things too, from the ocean. Sometimes I find some there, but there was a time when I just kept picking things up and thinking, does this mean something? Does this mean something? Well, no, really. It was just me looking for a message, okay? But this morning, and this is why I felt also called to make this video before I went to sleep. I found an eagle feather on the beach today. There's one eagle, okay, and it lives here. It lives around the beach area. There's a lot of dunes, okay, where I live, and this eagle, it flies around, and I always see seagull feathers on the beach. And this eagle started living here, I want to say, like last year, maybe the year before that. It's been here for quite some time, but you always see it perched, okay? Now, before anybody gets crazy, all right, I am in a federally recognized tribe. You don't need to try and get me sued, all right? I am 1/5 Miami Indian, so having this feather, it's okay. But even so, like, I came across it on my path, and I almost cried, because it is one of the most highest honors to receive an eagle feather. in a lot of tribes. And to me, that message, the moment that I got it, the moment that I picked that thing up, I just knew that there was something unique about this feather. I couldn't place it. I thought, is this a hawk feather? Because sometimes we see hawks around here, but no, it was an eagle feather, and when I got home, I looked it up and I was just like, it's an eagle feather. I've had a very hard life. Okay. I'm a survivor of a lot of trauma, I am a warrior. Okay. I'm a survivor. And when I saw that feather, I just thought to myself, this is a message, a very important message. You will know when that message is for you. You won't need to look at clocks. You won't need to look at numerology. You won't need to browse the internet for hours on end, whether or not it is real. Okay? You won't need to, because you'll know if it's for you or if it isn't. It's natural. Okay? And it won't feel forced. So if you find yourself confused about the signs that you're receiving or synchronicities that you're receiving, take the time to silence all the noise that has been created by you trying to get the message through, and go within yourself. And then I guarantee you, within the next day or two, you will receive what it was you were looking for. And in that video, in that tarot reading, the message that was trying to get through was very... Sorry, my printer decided to do something. You saying something, printer? What is it? No, I'm just kidding. But it's very important to remember that when you get a message, it's a very specific message to you, it's going to be tailored towards your experience and what it is that you're going through. Okay? I cannot give you the 100% message. I can't give that to you. All I can give you is the energies that I pick up on, and tell you the emotional energy through my heart, okay, through my heart center, which is very wide, okay, and I receive source messages through there, and I filter through intuition and higher self when I do my readings. And that feather, when I got it today, I had a hard year last year. I had to let go of some things that I didn't really want to, but I had to, because my intuition told me I had to let go of those things. It was time. I had been fighting myself and fighting my intuition, fighting the things I needed to let go of. And I don't want to get too emotional here, but the message that you're trying to get will happen naturally, and you will not have to continuously search and sift through a bunch of messages. Get clear with yourself, emotionally, mentally, connect with your higher self the best way you know how, and you will get the message that you're trying to receive. If there's blockages, you can figure those out if you're working on yourself. Whatever blockages you have. If not, I'll make a video about blockages eventually, okay? There could be various reasons why you're being blocked, or, maybe you're just not ready yet to receive the message, or maybe there's more you need to heal, or things you need to address inside yourself that you haven't yet. That's why you're not receiving them. That's always a possibility. Anyway, this was my little video on synchronicity, signs, and messages. I will talk more about these at a later date. I am going to go lather myself in aloe vera and try to get rid of this red, okay? Don't boil me. I'm actually a lobster. Oh man, it burns. It burns. Cheers. See you guys later.